All right, let's get this party started. I'm recording myself. I'm gonna look at you half the time, but we are gonna do an episode of Let's Chat with Jbax, and I'm going to film myself while doing it. So, what's up? Looking at myself inverted is honestly the weirdest fucking thing ever, and I'm gonna position myself so I can act like I'm looking at myself the whole time. Okay, whatever. Should I do a meanie? Nah, no beanie. All right. So, let's chat with Jbax. Let's get this party started. We are going to be talking about life coming in phases, and I'm going to press play on the podcast. So, if you're on YouTube, you are hearing that we are going to. I just said hi to my my neighbor, and she's probably like, "What the hell is this girl doing with this mic?" I don't know. I guess this is building confidence, right? You're just talking and I have 4 windows where people can just see me and they potentially could hear me. I should open a window so I could say yo, it's a Jbax chat. I don't know. Okay. Now I'm just rambling. All right, let's start this episode. Here we go. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hey friends. Welcome back to Let's Chat with Jbax. This podcast will encompass fitness, mindset, and lifestyle. In these episodes, I spit some mad fire from my mouth to your ears on my thoughts, experiences, and tips that I have developed along the way. Life is about experiencing and sharing it, reflecting and growing. I add some humor because I'm funny. I tear up half the time, especially if we talk about sunsets. I cried at a sunset yesterday. That was amazing. And honestly, I'm just grateful to have you on this journey with me. So on that note, let's chat about life coming in phases. And for those of you who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor the app, I'm also posting this to YouTube. There is a video of me. I'm staring at myself right now, just in the eye. So we'll see how this one goes. This is my first time trying it. And you're going to see behind the scenes. So painting the picture to my right, I placed this very fake palm tree. Walter's chilling in the back. And I think I'm ready to talk about life coming in phases. So honestly, this is a heavy episode. And I really share some deep emotions of what I've been feeling the past few months. So first off, thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable here. And I feel like I'm already starting to tear up. Ooh, all right. We are ever changing. And I feel like if I did not come on here to speak on where I have been changing in the last 6 months, the last 2-3 months, I would be doing myself and my listeners a disservice. So, what up, y'all? For my listeners, that's fun to say. All right. Raise your hand if you think that I have it all figured out. I'm looking around. And honestly, I wish I could see the hands raised right now. Life has been hard for me to completely grasp, and it's taken a toll on me. When 2021 started, I felt so bliss, like I was a cloud floating above everything, that I chose what served me, that I attracted it, that I faced all situations with my positivity pants on. All right, I saw that and I felt like I would try it. My positivity pants, let's say they're a color yellow. I went to bed with a smile. I woke up with a smile. I walked around with a smile. The person you see on the side of the road dancing along and smiling, that was me. Truly me. I was being my authentic self. And I feel tears waddling up in my eyes right now because I was so happy. And I was present. And I felt whole. In the month of June, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I am leveling up, people. I wrote about 10 huge goals and was so excited and so motivated. And then June 3rd, June 4th hit, and it all crumbled to the ground. Bits and pieces. So many changes. I literally broke down. I honestly had an anxiety attack. And I've never had that before. I was literally on the brink of a panic attack. And it was fucking scary. My heart was beating so fast, I didn't know what I was going to do. And my eyes are literally soaking wet on the inside and bound to release onto my cheeks from thinking about this feeling that I had. And honestly, it's hard for me to come onto this podcast and speak of these things. I want to have everything figured out. I want you all to think that I have everything figured out. But as I need to remind us always, social media is a highlight reel. And I looked dead ass into the camera for that one. And we have to talk about this shit. About the hard shit. About the breakdowns. About the changes. About the phases we experience in our life. It's important. And it happens to all of us. And again, I'd be doing a disservice if I just ignored this conversation. The past 3 months have been so difficult, especially. New phases that I have not experienced. Relationships, friendships, individuality. I've made new friends. I've released others. I was dating. I stopped dating. I started dating. And my job spiked from one thing to the other. And I moved in less than 3 weeks. Just a few miles from where I was staying. My mindset has been all over the place. It's been challenged. It's been defeated. It's been picked up. It's been, this too shall pass. And what am I doing with my life? I found myself in a place where I started to doubt who I was because of who I chose to spend my time with and to put my energy into. And I started changing myself in ways that didn't serve me. But I thought it would make me more likable. And like, what? I like myself. And the fact that I thought I had to change to make myself more likable defeats me. This is so hard. But I honestly just simply stopped being my authentic self. And I filled my mindset with worry and was on a constant rotation of overthinking that I was basically brainwashing myself. I always stop and think, how personal do I want to get into my dating life, into my life in general? And I mean, here we are, Get into my personal life, into my dating life. I was dating someone and it just wasn't working. But I wanted it to. I knew the connection we had was grand. And then it kind of just fell apart. I was hanging on to what was and what could be. But then, reflecting back, that's when I started to change who I was. I wasn't being my authentic self. Oh, there's some dogs getting after it out there. I was morphing into what I thought he wanted me to be. And then when the return wasn't there, I blamed myself. And I wanted to change myself more, but was suffering from so much anxiety from it because it was so painful. And I honestly lost who I was in the mix. And it's hard to admit that. And I'm looking over and reading this for any of my YouTube friends watching. And I'm reading this and I've rewrote it and written it again. And I truly cannot hammer in how much I lost myself. And it's crazy because I was so sure of who I was. And I was constantly second guessing everything I said, every text I sent, every call that was made, every hangout. And looking back, I was pretty blind to the signs that we just weren't clicking. So, PSA, please acknowledge that who you are with and who you hang out with and who you decide to be a part of your life plays a huge role in your mindset. You can be strong, but sometimes you break. And I started putting a lot of pressure on what I have to do. I have to release things. I have to be focused on relationships and friendships. That it got overwhelming with what I was feeling within this relationship. And losing myself and wanting to remember myself and remind myself who I really was. And I started putting a lot of pressure on everything that I had to do. I really wanted to release my gym-based program for a Jbax Fit. I really wanted to accomplish my meditation course and complete it fully. And I told myself I have to do all of this within so many changes. And I have a lot of goals and ambitions. And I have to remind myself that I cannot do it all at once, even if I want to. And I find that if I don't do all of these things and be on the verge of burning myself out, that I think, damn, well, am I not doing enough? Am I disappointing others? And this is a topic that my therapist and I have been talking about, and my disappointing others and where that stems from. So we'll come back to that once we figure it out. Y'all, I told you this shit was heavy. You're looking inside of my mind, especially people who are watching YouTube. You're probably like, wow, everything she's doing right now is wild. But it's crazy to see myself talking about this. And it honestly is making me feel more. And I think my podcasters, you're getting a different version of me because I'm able to see myself and respond off script half the time because of how I'm watching myself react to my own emotions. This is like a public diary. Let's take a deep breath. I don't know. I think we all should. So let's inhale and exhale. Nice. Do you ever notice that your mind is fixated on something and you literally cannot do anything else because of this? Yeah, that was me for 2 months. Mostly last month, but 2 whole months. I was fixated on thoughts that confused me, that skewed me, that hindered me. So here's what I have done to enhance myself and get myself back on track. Every time I look down and then to the actual camera, like, I don't know, it's empowering. You guys should try it. I journaled pages and pages. I journaled morning, evening, night. I found that I was journaling about all of these emotions. All the emotions that were sad, confused, lost. And fam, I literally wrote, I feel so lost. Probably 10 times out of 30 to 45 days. And I'm here to let you know that that is super okay. We are figuring life out every single day. Each day is a new day, and as we want these days to shine so bright, that it's okay to feel lost. And I applaud us for recognizing it and just being with it. But within all of these feelings of sad and heavy emotions, I realized that I wanted to capture all of this and remember my growth. I wasn't writing anything that would solve my problems or my emotions. I simply wanted to remember them, for me to reflect back and think, wow, that's truly how I felt. I can feel that through the pages. But I was simply reinstating all of my sad emotions, which for me made me more sad. And I wasn't allowing for these emotions to escape me. I was allowing for these emotions to sit with me. I was constantly sitting with these emotions and just being with them and not allowing myself to fully release them on the page. I reflected back to 2020 when I had such high thoughts and emotions, and I reflected on how I journaled to myself. I affirmed, expressed gratitude, and spoke sweet nothings to myself on how I'm so capable. So I started to redirect my thoughts within my journals the past few weeks to remind myself of those things when I'm having lost days. I've turned to meditation more as well. I found myself lacking meditation or not taking my own practice seriously. When I was having a hard day, the day where I broke down and cried for hours, I meditated 5 times. And that may seem intense, which it is. But I typed into Insight Timer whatever emotions I was feeling or what I really needed most, such as anxious, letting go, gratitude, present, and so on. And I was able to leave the emotions that were not serving me to be with myself. I took the day to go lay in the sun at a park and just be there. And it was rewarding to share that time with myself. It changed my mindset. I started telling myself, you are good enough. Yeah, I'm looking at you. For everything that I do. I am abundant. I am radiant. I am enough. And that's what I needed to hear. And I worked out. And I didn't record them. I just did them. Because I needed that space to just be there with myself. When I am solely focused on myself and my workout and there's no recording, I'm in a different space. I'm in a different element. Again, the girl I was talking about, walking down the street, smiling, dancing. I am at the gym, straight face, headphones in, like, listening to Excision, Lost Lands 2019 mix, and I'm feeling myself. Nothing can break loose. I am in the zone. And I'm reading these tips. And these tips are things I talk about all the time. Journal, meditate, mindset shift, moving your body. And I'm not going to label them as simple because they aren't. And they take work. But they are achievable. And if you need a free meditation app, you know where to get them. You have so many resources. Insight Timer, I'm on it. Whoa. All you need is a notebook, your body and your mind, and you just need to be there for yourself. Because remember, you are your own MVP. Life comes in phases. Last year, I crumbled from April to the end of May. Then I thought I had everything figured out by June and July of 2020. By September, I was in pure bliss. And then December was a weird month, but I pulled through. January and March of 2021, I was on cloud 9. And in April to the end of June of 2021, they've been throwing me challenges left and right. And I fell. I truly fell down. I was licking the concrete. I have no idea where that analogy came from. And I'm not, I don't know what I write sometimes, but I'm now at maybe a Neanderthal walk. You know, the hunchback one. Oh, let me show you my podcasters. Let me show you. Okay, so you know, like in the you're walking like this. All right, so like that one. So if you're on the podcast, you gotta go to YouTube and watch what I just did. I am potentially there. I'm in a hunch walk. I'm not fully out of this phase. But I chose this month. I choose this month. And however many months it may take to focus on me. I deleted dating apps. I just needed to. I'm trying to focus on myself. Who needs a man? I deleted Snapchat. Don't need it. And I choose me. Each and every day. Because I need to be there for the most important person in my life. I will meditate daily, journal daily, and I choose to not have a beer every night. I'm going to try and not drink beer in July. Y'all know that's huge for me. And I wrote out goals that will not overwhelm me. I will constantly remind myself that I'm here to grow and I will manifest what I fucking need, which is putting my best self into action. I just inspired myself. And I hope that maybe a little bit of this inspired you too. I do have some questions from some amazing people that I will share with you all. And the first one's from Kat. So, hello, Kat. Thank you for this question. And her question was, what is your take on being too ambitious and losing traction in different things or areas that you're trying to accomplish stuff in? I'm striving for consistency in all different aspects of my life, and I'm trying to be successful. But lately, I feel like I am taking one big step forward in one area and one step back in another. Is it always like this? And do I need to get used to it? Or is this just a phase I'm in right now? Like, such a good question, Kat. And I think you need to just evaluate what are the aspects in your life you're trying to focus on. And again, for me, in June, I wrote out 10 things that I need to focus on. And as I strived in one aspect, I failed in others. And to reflect back, I realized that I had way too many things on my plate and I had to really prioritize and understand. However, I challenge you, Kat, to write out 1 to 5 of those goals, those areas that you're really striving for consistency, and look at how much time you're putting into each of those things. Say meditation, for example. You're putting 30 minutes into meditation, and you're only putting 5 minutes into journaling. And you're prioritizing meditation in the morning, but journaling at night, so you may be tired after a long day and not want to journal. Evaluate where is the best time for you to fit all of these in and cut back time. Be able to recognize and acknowledge that you are most likely able to accomplish all of these things, but you may be putting focus into one aspect over the other, one idea, one specific thing, and the other may be slacking or lacking that. But that does not mean that you are not growing in the way that you are. You are just focusing on what you need right now. That's such a great question, and I really hope that helped you. And if not, you know where to find me. I'm happy to elaborate more. Jbax, FIT. Wink and double wink. From Stephanie. How to schedule on a work day. Make time for yourself when you're busy. She's working 2 jobs and has now neglected a routine such as reading, meditation, and workouts. Something that I have found to be very beneficial is to honestly calendar my entire day. And yes, with 2 jobs, it can get exhausting. And please prioritize yourself in that sense. With 2 jobs, you may not be able to actually accomplish every single thing, but understand the gaps where you can. In the morning, can you wake up 30 minutes early and attempt to journal a little bit, work out a little bit, meditate? For reading, I always put that goal of 10 pages a day. That is so attainable. It could take maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and you're able to stop at those 10 pages and feel rewarded. In the past, I would want to read an entire chapter, and that could be so overwhelming that I would just give up. I'd throw the book away and what am I doing? I shouldn't be doing this. Understand that you are most important and that those jobs are great for you, but you need to make sure that you are there for yourself and that when you are reading and meditating and working out, it's going to make you more productive at those jobs. Really understand that when you are wanting to personally grow as well as professional, that sometimes you have to make sacrifices. As in maybe you can't go out with some friends and you're focusing on yourself. And as I would have hated if someone said to me in the past, it's thrilling to have a Friday night to yourself and just say no to hanging out with a friend or saying, I have to do these things first. And that's where you prioritize your workout, reading, meditation, and then you can go hang out with your friends and then get a good night's sleep before you go for your next job. From Kristen. What to do with the next step in school? Applying within a time frame. Well, we kind of talked about this over Instagram DMs, but first of all, I'm proud of you for wanting to apply to grad school. That is absolutely incredible. And in the time frame you have so much time to apply. Understand that you have all of these resources and that you have the time to actually sit down and recognize how many places you want to apply to, where you want to apply, and what these specific schools mean to you and what you can get out of them. Knowing that you are very capable of getting into these schools and that you have the drive and the passion for even acknowledging that you want to apply to these schools is absolutely incredible. Changes happen, especially when you want to apply to school, to go back to school. That can be heavy on our minds. But understand that you are so able to do that and that your mind is working so hard for yourself. And yes, it may be challenging, but it is going to be so rewarding when you get accepted into the programs that you want to get accepted into and then deciding which one you want to. And whatever you decide is going to be the right place. You will be able to find amazing friends, amazing classrooms, amazing teachers that will really excel you into where you want to study. And last one, this isn't really a question, but it was a request on dating. So we're going to chat about that in the next few episodes. So thanks, Dom. I'm excited to chat more about dating. Wow, well, I feel like I was all over the place in this episode, but felt good to get it off my chest. I think I blacked out. I fucking blacked out. If you guys listen to Emma Chamberlain, I listened to one of her episodes, and she literally said the same thing, and, like, I never black out during episodes, but I fucking blacked out, so I'm gonna re-listen to this and see what the fuck I said. If you like this episode, give me a like, subscribe, a 5-star rating, a very nice review, or if you want to donate, it's all in my description or my bio. I hope this brought so much love and light into your life, hearing everything that I've went through and knowing that it is okay to feel lost and that you'll get back on track. Please, 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 if you have any thoughts, message me on Instagram, JBAXFIT, and let's chat about life coming in phases. Peace, love, y'all. It's still rolling, but bye.